Over 50 years ago, Californian Leo Fender created a legendary electric guitar. Its distinctive tone, shape and versatility enabled many famous players to express their music. Today, the Stratocaster is voted the most popular electric guitar in the world. Its many forms are still on sale, coveted by musicians and collectors.
It looks good. Whether you're playing blues on it, it looks right. If you're playing rock and roll, it looks right. If you're playing jazz on, you look a little bit more cool.
The beginning of the era when people just played nice. They just played through little old teeny old small amplifiers, and Dick Dale is the guy who came along and became the father of loud.
You can fight your way out of a bar fight with one of these things, and you know, maybe you need to retune it, maybe.
To discover the origins of this famous guitar, you have to make a pilgrimage to California, to Orange County. It was in this building 50 years ago that the Stratocaster was born. Guitar maker Leo Fender was gathering a team together that would design and build the world's greatest electric guitar.
He says to me, "Why don't we go get a cup of coffee and talk a little bit?" So we went down the street to this little restaurant and got and sat and talked for a while. And he said, "I have an idea. I would like to make solid body electric guitars."
He wanted to hear what the musicians wanted. He wasn't a player himself, and so he didn't have kind of his own opinion. He wanted that player to tell him what he wanted.
I said, "Mr. Fender, my name is Dick Dale. I'm a surfer. I've got no money." I says, "I got a crappy guitar. Could you help me?" So he gave me this right-handed Fender guitar. I grabbed it and I turned it upside down backwards. He goes, "My Lord, why are you holding the guitar that way?" And I just said, "The book never said turn it the other way, stupid, you're left-handed."
G&L was Leo's last company after the sale of Fender in 1964.
To visit G&L is very much like taking a step back in time. This is very much how Leo produced instruments in the 1950s. We still do everything by hand, and that it's kind of interesting in this day and age that there's no automated machinery here at all. And I can sit here at Leo Fender's desk, and I know when I walk outside and I see things done by his people the way he trained them, the way he wanted them done, and I know he's got to be looking down and smiling.
Cliff said, "Look, I'd like to buy you a really decent guitar. What do you reckon?" I said, "Well, Buddy Holly uses a Fender. We love the sound of James Burton's guitar." And I said, we're pretty sure he uses a Fender. So he said, "Right." And he got his management to get us a brochure. We poured over the brochure, and the most expensive guitar in there was a Strat like this, a red Strat with bird's eye maple, gold-plated hardware. And we thought, got to be the one. It was a great thing to get that guitar, because it was due to me getting that guitar that I was able to develop the style of playing, holding this and you know, getting things like this, bending the notes down, all this stuff, and helping, because the strings were heavy, to bend a string. Now these are light strings, but I had to push, and I could pull it up further with the arm, you see. So the mechanical help it gave me, and to do weird things like, you know, it all adds to the tension and excitement of, and if you couldn't think of anything to play, just waggle it, you know.
I've taken out the whammy bar that I used to have. I broke it off. I thought, "the hell with it." So I stuck a piece of wood in there, and that keeps it straight, you know. And I mean, if Stevie Vai were to look at this, you know, and Eric Clapton was to look at the way my strings are, they'd throw up, because they have all the tonations so perfect, and mine isn't. When I play the guitar, I do not play it like so eloquently like Stevie Vai or Segovia or Clapton with their fingers. I play it like I'm chopping down a tree. And when I get through playing, I feel like I've been fighting in a karate tournament for 10 hours, because I play from my abdomen, from my feet, the balls of my feet. Every note when I move, I'll go, and I'm just grinding that thing.
We're very unique. I don't know of another museum or facility like us. We feel almost an obligation to try and get other facilities to try and do the same things. We have a wide range of exhibits, obviously because we're the Fender Museum of Music and the Arts. We're expected to have a lot of guitars here.
In London, another unique guitar collection was in the news. In June 2004, Eric Clapton and friends decided to put up for auction at Christie's a number of extremely valuable guitars in aid of charity. Foremost among them was Blackie, the Strat played by Eric for over 15 years.
These are Eric's tools. He's done many old Stratocasters, but obviously this one's the most famous. Brownie, the one in the last auction, was very famous because it was on the Layla cover. But when we toured live, Brownie was always the spare for this guitar. And they have completely different neck profiles and they sound different. This used to be one of his signature trademarks, you know, unintentionally. It just, he put his guitar, cigarette in the guitar, and sometimes during the session it would burn down. And many times after gigs I've had to remove the stubs of you know, burnt cigarettes and scrape the lacquer off a little bit.
The actual auction took place in New York, and after what Christie's described as a thundering 2-hour sale, Blackie fetched a record $959,500.
I suppose that Stratocaster is one of the most desired instruments in the whole world right today.